coined that phrase because it is a combination of a podcast and a talk show format. So as a result, we got it kind of going on in both directions there. So we're going to go ahead and start off with some recalls. I like to always throw out some recalls if there's some available. Can't do them all because there's way too many now. We talk a little tech. We talk a little health. We talk a little current stuff. We just talk about everything kind of fun too. So this podcast it's kind of like you go to the buffet, and you take a little bite of every little dish. We're kind of like every little dish. So very cool. So first, I want to go ahead and start off talking about some recalls. And guys, I'm not going to give all the details on them. If this is something that you eat or drive or whatever, just make sure you look it up because it would really take a long time. And these aren't even all the recalls available right now because it's been a while. So there is Best Way Sandwiches recalling frozen chicken and cheese taquito products due to possible foreign matter contamination.
Love me some taquitos. Yeah.
Custom Food Solutions recalls ready-to-eat frozen drunken chicken product due to misbranding and undeclared allergens. Seriously, if a chicken's walking up out of the freezer case and it's swaying because it's drunk, I'm still going to eat it. What else we have? Up products, also called Meyer Wholesale. They're recalling ready-to-eat and raw sausage products due to misbranding and allergens. And the raw ground beef is still being recalled. Products are still recalled due to foreign matter contamination and also E. coli, which is so gross. Not liking that. And then for the food dealio, finally, Ralph's Packing Company is recalling the ready-to-eat pork and beef bologna products because of misbranding and allergens too. So also for eye drops, guys, there is a Leader Cardinal Health lubricant eye drop and dry eye relief. Rugby, Harvard Drug Group lubricating eye drop. And what I used to try, and my dad, Sustain, which is a very popular one. Those are being recalled. Sustain for fungal contamination. So make sure if you're putting any eye drops in your eyes and they are any of those brands that you stop immediately and you check it out. Yeah. We use Refresh, but once in a while we did Sustain. Yeah, no, it's...
What's your hands doing? What are your hands doing?
Oh, I've got to hold my notes.
They're bouncing.
You know what? I don't know. Because I put my hand on my booty. I want to feel so
you were slapping
fine.
that ass because of the way that you were doing it. I'm sorry, God. It's just true.
Did you really just say slapping that ass? You are Faye. You don't even talk like that. What is happening? Oh my God. Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. So I think it's freaking awesome. There will be more of that. So there's also a moisturizer for all you folks that have the beautiful sensitive skin. Soft baby butt skin, speaking of booty. Soft booty, baby booty skin. First Aid Beauty is recalling a very famous popular moisturizer, apparently. So you want to check it out. It's Ultra Repair Cream, grapefruit, and also Ultra Repair Cream, coconut vanilla. And you want to go ahead and discard those because they were actually supposed to be quarantined. But they were not. And they ended up being sold. So I don't want to know what that's about. And suddenly we have a bunch of toxic Avengers walking the streets because they use the face cream. But at least they have supple skin. So, that'll be okay.
Scary.
We also have some cars to talk about. So, General Motors recalling Acura's ZDX electric sport utility vehicle because there are loose front passenger stabilizer bar bracket bolts. So those can detach from the frame. And the battery cables or coolant lines can also become damaged. If any of you fancy pants have a Jaguar XE, there is wire damage in some of those. They're being recalled. The Land Rover Discovery Sport and Range Rover Evoque have a software bug, so you want to get that turned in as well. And three more. We have Ford is recalling 272,817 Bronco sport vehicles due to battery failure. GM electric trucks are improperly secured rear seat belt. So if you drive a GM EV, look that up. And the 2025 Chevy Equinox electric vehicle has a broken, like some kind of software bug with the brakes. You do want the car to stop. So I would suggest that you also get that checked out as well. So that's kind of that's kind of some of the recalls we got to talk about right now. So, with that said, let's go ahead and move towards some things we can chat about here. So, when we that's us when we wake up before we've had coffee. Um, so, I want to talk about something here, guys, because I have a huge thing about people being good humans, right? That really matters. And sometimes people aren't very nice, and I want to tell you about this. This is a really interesting story. So there is a woman. She's 39 years old, and she is a writer. And what she did is she wrote something for CNN, and something got picked up on YouTube, and it got spread around. And hundreds of people were seeing what she looked like, and they were saying that she was too ugly to take selfies and should not be seen. And it was really freaking awful. Bunch of trolls were just saying she's just too ugly to do this, and it's really ridiculous. Her name is Melissa. So what happened is everybody was attacking her, and she has something called Freeman-Sheldon syndrome, and it's a disorder that has abnormalities of the head and the face, and the hands and feet have defects. And people were calling her a blobfish and a whale, and many, many other things as well, which is awful. So she is. Let's just talk about how Melissa is such a badass, because what Melissa did, she's like, I don't care. So what she did was she was really sad and everything, but she decided to kind of turn it around. So she went on Twitter and she put a post that said, during the last round of Trollgate, people said that I should be banned from posting photos of myself because I'm too ugly. So I just like to commemorate the occasion with these 3 selfies. So she went ahead and she wrote them to put the selfies on, which was awesome. She got a lot of people coming to her defense, and it was really amazing. But she didn't stop there because people were telling her she should be banned for taking selfies and everything. So you know what she did? She went on to post 1 selfie of herself every day for the rest of the year, which is
great.
Fantastic. Her IG followers went up from 7,500 to 100,000.
Whoa.
And she started talking about disabilities, next to the pictures and stuff. And what she said, and I'm going to quote her, she said, there was one thing they all had in common. Each selfie truly reflected my personality and who I was. Each was a celebration, and each carried a message. It's a way of taking back my power and painting a more accurate picture of disability. Because the one we have now, it's more 1950 than 2020. This was in 2019. Full of misconceptions that often only show disabled people as drains on society. On the contrary, we lead full lives, and I'm so proud that I was able to show that for an entire year. I got to tell you, this was incredible. Thousands of people responded. Yeah, she really is. And so there's, let me see the pictures there. So yeah, there's those. And if you scroll down, there's one picture at the end where she's holding up her article. There we go.
Aww.
She is just a force to be reckoned with.
That is awesome.
That's incredible. Yeah, guys, again, it's the usual thing. If anybody is being horrible or evil or cruel, and you have a chance to kind of set that straight, kind of, step in to say something, please do. Because again, after the pandemic, a lot of, people have gotten a lot worse. There's so many people that are, for whatever their reasons are, bitterness, tragedy, depression, sadness, anger, hatred, whatever it is, that are so much more mean to individuals now, and I don't know why. It's just this world is less friendly. So yay, Chatty did come. Hi, Chatty. I was so worried. Yes, I'm excited.
Hello.
Oh, good. I'm like, does Chatty know? Sweet. So the thing is that, this gal, how brave of her to post these pictures, no matter what people were saying about her looks, right? And this is the thing. I mean, it's up to us to do this. Now, I will tell you, I do not stand for bullies. I will not. There's absolutely a no tolerance policy. When I was in high school, I had some gals around me every so often. One had a locker under me. I remember her name. I'll say her first name only was Robin. And, her family didn't have money, and it was really a struggle. And she came in clothes that were too small because she was overweight, and they were dirty, and she smelled, and she never washed her hair, it was greasy. There's a lot of stuff, and people started to make fun of her. And as soon as I happened to be by my locker when they started, man, I put an end to it. And I am not afraid to say it. There were some idiot guys and some girls that were there, and I literally just slammed my locker and I got right in their face, and I set them straight about that. And I don't think they were expecting it, because they never bothered her again. And a woman,
they
Deanna,
don't expect to be taken down. That's amazing.
Oh no. Well, people weren't surprised that I did it, but they were just not expecting it to happen. And and I'm telling you, because I'm very, as you guys know, I'm transparent about things, right? And don't be mean to people, just don't, okay? And so this other gal, Deanna, she had she was dealing with a lot of brain injuries, and she would have she'd go into have convulsions, and she'd have, all these things happen to her, and people made fun of her all the time. It was the same situation. I had to step in for that too, because I wasn't going to have it. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Don't get into a fist fight. Don't get into anything dangerous. But you know what? If you are in a situation where you can provide words for someone to support them, but also to let people know how stupid and idiotic they look. Because here's the thing. What's worse than, beating on somebody for this is to embarrass them. Right? Embarrass people and make them feel small and humiliated in front of others. And that is even worse than you laying a hand on them. Right? So, I don't want any violence to happen, but I really want to encourage anyone to stand up for those less able and less fortunate, and who don't have either the I don't want to say the courage, but some people are scared because people are intimidating at times, especially groups of people. And man, high school kids are mean. So that's just kind of, something. But anyway, so I have to say that I'm just super, super impressed with her. I think that's amazing. So good for her.
Absolutely.
And speaking of aggression and things like that, there's some interesting science stuff coming up here. Let me skip to the next one here. Hold on. So what they did is they went ahead and they were trying to look at aggression and anger and things like that. And as we know, omega-3s, fatty acids, are really good for a lot of things in our bodies. They're good for us. They help with inflammation. They help with, joint issues. They help with things like that. So many other things. And what they found, it also helps with preventing schizophrenia, things like that. Helps with that stuff. So what they found is they thought, well, let's see what happens here. So they went ahead at the University of Pennsylvania, and they looked at some earlier, smaller studies that had happened on omega-3 supplementation, with aggression. And they went ahead and they looked at 29 trials that had about almost 4,000 participants. And what they found was up to 20% reduction in aggression across all of them because of the omega-3 fatty acids. And amazing. I mean, think about this. If they were to supplement, aggressive criminals, if they were to supplement people with anger issues, domestic violence and things like that. So the trials in the study went from 1996 to 2024, and they kept averaging about 16 weeks each. And they actually incorporated children from age 16 and under, actually, to older people between age 50 and 60. And they found that it was a reduction in both types of aggression, the proactive aggression, which is when your behavior is planned in advance, but then also the reactive aggression, when somebody attacks you and you get defensive and angry about it.
Oh, that sounds hard.
Yeah, right. So they're going to do more studies on this and kind of see what else, but it sounds like this is incredible. And they're saying, hey, guess what? If your child is aggressive, just give them a couple of portions of fish a week, maybe that'll help. So I think it's really, really intriguing. I don't know. Do you have any people? Have you had any people in your past that have been particularly aggressive in any way? Or why am I?
Not that I can think of. I don't think that I've really been around that. How about you?
Oh yeah. Well, me, for one, I've not aggression, but I've had my issues with my temper. There are times when where I have had, my anger gets control of me in the past and things like that. And often it happens, a lot of times it happens with injustice. I have a problem with injustice and disrespect and people being that way. And and people being
So
unkind and all that, it really kind of gets me in the mode.
so what you're saying,
Um,
like when you're hangry and someone says go eat a Snickers, when you're angry, I should say go eat some
mhm.
fish.
Well, actually, if you're going to say go eat a Snickers, why don't you bring me the Snickers? Because I'm going to be like, why are you telling me that if you don't even have it?
If I don't have it.
Because go eat some
Yes.
fish. Oh my God. You guys, anybody have anybody in their life that they have had experience with aggression or anger or anything like that? I'm not asking people to share about like any domestic violence situations or anything like that, but have you had any friends or any neighbors or anyone you worked with? If you've had anyone that you know that you can share about that isn't anything personal or whatever, that's jump up and down because I'm kind of curious how people deal with that kind of stuff, and if you don't, that's okay too. Um, but also my mom, she was not only because of the dementia, but I mean beforehand, sometimes she would be, she wasn't always the warmest individual, and
Mm-hmm.
and then my siblings, the brother, the brother, he has horrible issues with anger issues and rage and things like that. So yeah, so I mean, but he does take omega 3s because he's all into fitness. So I mean, I don't
Okay,
think
well that's
maybe it doesn't
maybe
work for everybody, but
reducing the amount. Yeah,
I hope so because it's
that's
yeah,
cool.
it's not really cool. But um, I would like to take some omega 3s anyway, but I just have to find the kind that
Hmm.
don't make you smell like fishy breath or anything like that because that's like people burp it back up and it's kind of oh,
Yeah, yeah, I remember that
you want to
in the
hurl.
past. Someone I knew was taking those, and there definitely is an odor.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yep.
not real attractive. Um, well, there's another amazing thing that's happening that there is a possibility that we already have an existing treatment for Parkinson's, which is
Oh
incredible.
my gosh,
Yeah, it is
that
a
is
cancer drug.
incredible.
Hmm. It's a cancer drug, and they have found that it happens to target a certain protein that I'll just, for short, since it's easy, I'll just say L and A. So the protein
Hmm.
L, it interacts with A. And what happens is by interacting, it draws in, it allows more of the negative protein clumps to get into brain cells, which are the things that clump up and cause problems.
Hmm.
And what they have found is that and that contributes to Parkinson's and whatnot. But they found that if they target that interaction with this drug, it can really slow the progression of Parkinson's and even other neurodegenerative diseases. So they're saying that more than 8.5 million people globally have Parkinson's, and it is
Hmm.
actually the second most common neurodegenerative disease after Alzheimer's.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
and of course, this fits close to home for me because my mom did have Alzheimer's. And also the fact that my dad, this last year especially, he's had little shakes every so often, but the last 3 months, they've gotten so extreme that sometimes he can't even hold a cup. It's awful. And we're going to be going to see the doctor, but I have been wanting to have the doctor check for diagnosis of Parkinson's, even with the small little tremors here and there. And now, literally within a couple of months, it has gone from almost barely noticeable once in a while to big, huge tremors. His chin is
Wow.
shaking.
Extreme.
Even his tongue, I see his tongue. Um, and then when he inhales, it sounds like a whirlwind,
Oh
whirlpool kind of
wow.
air thing. So yeah, so this
I'm
is
glad you guys are going to the doctor.
well, we're going for a lot of different things, but this is like, does it ever,
Hmm.
can you catch a break? Um, so what's happening here is this stuff they're thinking this is going to be really amazing, and the way that this binds to the other proteins so that it can block this. Um, it doesn't completely prevent it, but it does help in blocking it and making it less effective on the attack of the cells and everything. So
Hmm.
it's really exciting, and the next thing they're going to do, they're going to do some more testing, obviously, with it. But they're feeling really good about it, and they found that when they removed both of those proteins, like when both of the proteins were in the mice that they tested it on, the harmful plaques and things grabbed onto it, and they were more attracted to it. But they found that when they were missing those proteins, then it didn't happen like that. So they're
Hmm.
saying, gosh, what if we block the ability, for things to be attracted, for them to interact together, right? So
Oh man. That's
Yep.
awesome. I
So I'm
really
kind of
hope that
excited.
works. Hmm.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I'm definitely really excited about it, and I would like them to
Hmm.
do. I'd like it to be something that they put into effect sooner rather than later, right? Because,
Yeah.
there's a drug that has come out now, which is a drug that helps with fatty liver disease, right?
Hmm.
Which my mom had, and that is what led to her passing. And if they had just had it, a year or two earlier, things could have possibly been different
Wow.
on there. And another drug that's out now that helps people that have dementia, that have violent dementia. My mother's was the violent type, very violent and aggressive and awful. And they have a drug now that helps target the violent and aggressive form of dementia. And again,
Mm.
a year too late. So I'm just hoping that they can get this going, because I would love to be able to have something for my dad to be able to, he's already blind and he already lost about 90% of his hearing. And his joints have no cushion in between them. So he's in a lot of pain and he suffers all the time. So I would like to see this stop. I would like to see it not have to shake, because I'd like to see him have one good thing. So
Hmm.
I'm really hoping that they get this going, because this would be absolutely amazing. I would just love it.
I
So,
would too.
um,
I I have something that I'd like to put up there, but
yeah,
I don't have the
that's okay.
unfortunately I don't have the link anymore, so I'll just talk about it. They
Yeah.
actually there's a lab in Japan that figured out a way of getting things to bind to certain proteins
Hmm.
to treat to prevent COVID-19.
What?
And so they are
When?
working on their way right now. They're working on their way
What?
to find out if it's something that can be mass produced. But the ideas behind it is that it can be stored in a powder form to be mixed later with a inhalant to be able to be done with a nebulizer. And
Hmm.
it has a shelf life of a huge amount of time, so it's not like it's going to be hard to create. It's very cheap to create, they did say, and
Hmm.
so it's definitely something that could be passed on to everybody. And it's just binding to certain proteins. The question is if it's going to be something that is going to be kind of like Ozempic and things like that, where for the
Hmm.
weight loss and things like that, it kind of has a similar mechanism in the way that the drug
Really?
works. It's going to be interesting, so
It
keep an
has a
eye on that. It's
semaglutide
out
in
of
it or whatever?
Japan. Yep, it's out of Japan, so
Wow.
just keep watching on that one.
Oh, well, we need to talk. Yeah, I need to find that
Yeah.
one. We need to talk about that. That's amazing. Does it say
Yep.
how how they are thinking you would have to, the dosage, like you would take it each day so that you could go out and not have it bind, or you'd take it every once a week, or did they say?
I don't know. I thought it was a one-time thing, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that would be absolutely. Oh, that would be
It would be.
amazing. I hope that they do. Oh, that
Hope
would be
so.
incredible.
Yeah.
Very good, very nice. Okay, well, let's kind of change the topic to some very interesting little things. So, millennials and Gen X, they are very much about sharing their wealth with their children now, whereas boomers kind of want to wait until they're dead. And so, what they did is Charles Schwab did a survey of wealthy Americans, and they were kind of trying to find out, what people's thoughts were and everything like this. And a survey of more than 1,000 of them with at least $1 million in investable assets, they went ahead and found that roughly 2/5 of Americans eventually receive an inheritance. Only 2/5 of Americans receive an inheritance. And they said that, and usually that doesn't happen till at least age 70 or more, give or take. So what they have found out is that roughly half of all millennials and 44% of Gen Xers said that they want to share the wealth while they are alive, whereas only 21% of the boomers wanted to do that. And the boomers had a statement that more than about 45% of them agreed with, that says, I want to enjoy my money for myself while I'm still alive. And only 15% of millennials and 11% of Gen Xers shared that sentiment. So they're saying that nearly every millennial and Gen Xer that they surveyed plans to distribute at least some of their wealth during their lifetime. And only 56% of the boomers agreed on that. So they just said that with younger Americans, gifting money shares joy. Whoa, buddy, you want to back up there? Thank you. So I think it's kind of interesting because they're saying, well, no, our boomers considered selfish. And it's just like, well, no, let's think about this because, boomers were always, how they're all called the generations, like X is the lost generation and well, boomers are called the me generation. And they're kind of doing a play with that because they're trying to think about that. And they're trying to figure out exactly like 22% of the boomers will leave an inheritance. And 38% of Gen Z and 32% of millennials expect to inherit. So only 22% of boomers are going to leave something. So that's kind of a bit of a discrepancy there. So what I'm kind of curious about is how do you feel about that? If you had, children, if you had children, nieces, nephews, people to leave that to later generation, what would your grandchildren? What would you feel about that?
I think that like the way that I feel is that it becomes the most critical time to be able to have some sort of funding when you're older. When you're younger,
Mm-hmm.
that is when you're in your prime and you're working hard and you're making the income that you need in order to survive. But later on is where things are, you enter into maybe some medical problems, you enter into more financial worries, and you've built up amount of debt in your life. So maybe it makes more sense to have the inheritance come at a later time if everything goes
Mm-hmm.
well, and that I would last a very, very long time and be able to pass it to a more adult child. I that's how
Mm-hmm.
I feel. But that I don't have children, and I think that the decision would be different depending on if I was a mother and what I
Why
was
would that change, though? Why
experiencing
do you
at the
think it,
time.
it do you,
I
why
don't
would you think
really
that would
know.
change
I
your
just
decision?
don't
Mm-hmm.
think that I am at the time where I would be able to make that kind of decision now. But I think
Mm-hmm.
just off the cuff of just in the top of my mind, I would say that I agree with leaving it when you pass.
Okay.
How
Now,
about you?
they're saying that one argument being that the younger generations need the money because, they're struggling to find work, they're out of school, they have student debt, things like that. Um, but being the what I've experienced in life, I also agree that when you're older, there are going to be medical things and stuff that comes up that you will need that. Um, and here's the thing too. Again, these were wealthy Americans that they talk to, not just everyday folk. But it's harder. It's harder for everyday folk to There's not much of a middle class. It's lower class, lower middle class, or really upper middle class and wealthy. The middle class itself is kind of gone, and it's tough. It's tough for some people to leave things because they don't have it. And the other thing too is that some people need it as they're older. They need to have their money, right? So I think it just kind of depends. I would think that if you had the kind of money like these people do, I think what would be kind of neat, what I would like to do is I would like to give them half of it while I'm alive, while they'll need, why they need it, whenever they need it, and give that to them, and then
Interesting.
keep half of it for when I'm gone. So they would have a
That's
little
pretty
nest
cool.
egg a little bit there,
Yeah,
you know?
that's a pretty
Because here's the
cool
thing too.
compromise. Yeah.
Well, you never know because first of all, I would want them to enjoy life while they're young and healthy. Because not being 20 years old anymore, I know that I can't go walking across the world if I wanted to travel the world. Right? I couldn't make it. So I would rather they go when they're young and healthy and they can walk across Greece, walk across Rome, go check everything out, and go do all this great amazing stuff if they wanted to. Anything they could do in that sense. So I don't know, I kind of have a little half and half thing about it. Hey guys, what about you
That's
guys?
cool.
Jump up and down if you have a thought, because I want to kind of hear what your thoughts are on whether you feel leaving something should be when your children are with you now and a little younger, or if you'd want to leave something when you're older. Yes, Jem.
Oh, I'm definitely old school. So I probably and especially having three kids of my own. But yeah, especially in today's world, I think it's a little difficult and hard now, even for your own kids to move out on their own and they have to actually move with
Mm-hmm.
somebody. But absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to leave something behind for them just to help them out a little bit. But I would definitely do it like the way you said. It's a little bit here, and then they can only have a certain amount at this time, and then a certain amount at a different time, because then it can help them out when they get older as well.
I like that a lot.
Well, it's interesting because they're saying now that, Gen Z is, as a group, is wondering what's going on because they are unable to keep their jobs. They're getting fired all the time. And there's a big thing about it now. They're like, why? What's going on? Why are we getting fired? Well, they're getting fired because, and again, this isn't my opinion. This is what they were talking about, is that, it's a generation that is, they say they're lazy. They don't want to get out and work. They want to sit in front of a monitor or a game or something. And they expect, that they're doing you a favor by showing up, and they expect to get this great amount of pay for very little effort and things like that. So they're starting to say that, that the way they are underperforming at their jobs, even after they've been given warnings and things, it's like they just don't care, and they don't have pride or work ethic. And so if you think about it like that, I mean, that's a group right there that's in need of some, cash infusion because of the fact that they're not really, working it out. But then my other concern is they don't understand the responsibility of having it, right? So at that age, if that's how they are handling things, I wouldn't want to give that to them, right?
I would want that. I would want the disbursement to be at least maybe in their 30s or something, so that there would be a little bit of responsibility behind them in years. I think that would be a good, decent compromise. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Okay, well, let's talk about some tech stuff here. But before we do that,
Sure.
I'm thinking, guys, here's the deal. Those of you that don't know, I have a health science background, and hi, all right, on Dimples here, and I am, I'm very adamant about people, getting up and doing things here and there. And I know how sometimes people are in pain and people are this. I get it because I can't get up and run a mile. But here's the deal. We always have a fun dance break. I put a dance break in all kinds of events, even in real life. Whenever I would have meetings and I was managing and I would lead the team meetings and I would talk with the employees, I would literally either do my announcements with different accents. I would do some of them in song. You should. And one time, when I was working at a record store with a friend, a music store, we did a thing where we were there. We're like, okay, today we're going to speak just with an Irish accent, and we'd be near each other and we talk to each other and everybody in an Irish accent. People literally thought we were like, from Ireland and things like that. We would change it up all the time, and so it was just fun.
Amazing.
And so part of the fun thing I always like to do too is in the middle of my meetings, I would always have a dance break. Because it was fun and exciting, and I want people to laugh and have a good time. And making them fun meetings and stuff, people enjoyed them, and they retained it, and they had a good time. So, with that said, as you know, we have a dance break here in VRtually Live, and it's usually a short little thing, but this is what we're going to do. Because everybody's sitting down all the time, we need to stand up for a little bit. We need to, move our body just a little bit. We can't sit in front of a computer or in a headset and all that forever. So what we're going to do is our dance breaks are going to be 2 minutes long. We're going to have 2-minute long dance breaks. They're going to be fun. I want everybody to either get up in their chairs, or if you can't get up in your chair, move in your chair, whatever you can do to get some movement in your body in your house for 2 minutes. Come up here and dance with us virtually on the dance floor. Have a good time with us. And enjoy the song stylings of the of the song that I wrote the lyrics to. Yes, I am a white girl who wrote a rap. And so, with that said, we will be utilizing that song for our dance break. So
Awesome.
Everybody come on up here. And 2 minutes to get yourselves moving your body.
Floor. Now, what I'm thinking is
Yes.
these people in 2D mode, like me, we should leave the computer once our avatar's here and go dance in real life.
Yep.
So you won't see us moving,
it.
but we'll be dancing
Do
in
it.
real life. Okay, let's do it, everybody.
That's everybody. Okay,
And
go for it.
here we
I love
go.
it. And please enjoy the
RL season.
White Girl Rap.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Everybody here, put your hands in the air. It's the holidays, it's time to care. We all here dancing, having fun. And that just means we the lucky ones. Here on the floor, dancing to the beat, moving in around our virtual feet. Getting to the jam, it's our desire. Here on the floor, we all be fire. Virtually live, bringing this dance break. All the rhythm and vibes, ain't none of them fake. We up here reminding y'all to be kind, be a good human, keep it in mind. While put your hand and show you care. This holiday season, this slamming vibe, just a little reminder from VRtually Live. Sky sees men in the mind. I hear that it was my mother. Yeah, if the coolies in the sky, but it's so fine. I hear that it was my mother. Yeah. I hear that it was my mother. Yeah. I hear that it was my mother. Yeah. It's golden, everybody here, put your hands in the air. It's the holidays, it's time to care. We all here dancing, having fun, and that just means we the lucky ones. We here on the floor, dancing to the beat, moving around, all virtual feet. Getting to jam is our desire. Here on the floor, we all be fire. VRtually Live, bringing this dance break. All the rhythm and vibes, ain't none of them fake. We up here reminding y'all to be kind, be a good human, keep it in mind. Walk with your eyes down and see who's there. Reach out with your hand and show you care. This holiday season, this slam and vibe, just a little reminder from VRtually Live. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Woo. I got that blood pumping, y'all. Got that blood pumping. Yes. Excellent. All right.
That was awesome.
Good Lord.
I really danced.
Yes. Oh, my God. I know. I'm sitting here going.
I know.
Right on. Excellent. I love it. Forgot I had to talk after this. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Shoseki, I hope you come and dance, come out with us. I hope you were dancing too. Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. All right. Good. All right. I love that. Okay. So guys, let's talk real quick about something. I don't know if anybody bought this, but during the pandemic, Razer had a mask. It's called the Zephyr mask. And basically what happened is the FTC got on them because they claimed that the mask was N95 compliant. And it turns out it was not. And they lied about it. And not only that, when they were told to, they were told to stop selling it, they kept selling it for a year. And finally they were snagged and they were like, okay, that's it. So they were supposed to do refund checks to about 6,700 customers or so. And they were going to pay over $1 million to settle these disputes. And the prices that, they'd get back either $100 to $150, depending on how many filters they purchased with it. And what ended up happening was they said that they did, go ahead and give the money out. But they did find out that actually, they did not, they did not give it, and they were caught doing that. So, a couple years ago, Razer proactively notified the customers, that it was not an N95 mask. They stopped sales, and, because they did not do the, refunding when they were supposed to, they did maybe only 6% of people. So now it's got 1.1 million settlement for everybody. And there is a phone number, if anybody has it or needs it or knows anybody that has the mask. Yeah, any of your friends that have it, anything like that, let them know because they can go ahead and get their refund. So
cool. I mean, it looks cool, but I did not buy that mask. No, I have a lot of other Razer products, but not that one.
Yeah, I got a few of those. Actually, I'm going to talk about the Razer chair pretty soon too. That's really kind of cool. Oh yeah. But I do want to talk about some. This is pretty cool. So as we know, guys, CES had a lot of really cool stuff, and we are going to be talking heavily about CES next week. We're just going to touch on a couple of things here because God, there's so much cool stuff, and this is absolutely amazing. So, what I have to laugh because the author said I just experienced the closest thing to Jedi powers at CES. It's very cool. And as you guys know, we have been talking about the Neuralink that Elon Musk's company has put together, and they implanted it in the man who was the paraplegic and whatnot, which is incredible. And it had come loose; they had to redo some stuff, but it's amazing the things he could do. Right? Well, there's something that Naki Logics promises something called neural earbuds, and what this is, it's a non-invasive thing. It's just an earbud. You put it in the ear, and it's incredible. They take your brain waves and any kind of little micro gestures and things like certain specific ones. And they basically translate the brain waves and everything into actions for your body. So you know, moving your eyes quickly side to side, clenching your jaw, whatever things you have to do to make this happen. And they had the neural earbuds before, but they didn't get a lot of play, so to speak, because they were really still working on them. And I'm going to tell you about this guy's experience with them because it's very cool. So a couple things they had him do was he had to control turning a lamp on and off in front of him. Could not say a word or lift a finger. The way he turned it on and off was he just had to clench his teeth twice, and it turned on and off. Then to change the color of the lamp, he did a really quick sideways glance. And he had to do it really quick because it can't be like, like you're throwing a side eye, right? So we want to make sure that it's
on the video
it's intent. Oh, is it? Okay. And so he was doing that. And so he was able to change the color, which was awesome. And so he was getting used to that. And then they had another demo for him where there was an on-screen gopher that he had to move from one hole to the next. And that was kind of cool. And what's really amazing about this is, I mean, think of what this could do for people
There's a
who
lot
cannot
of different
cannot,
things that
right?
it could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And they're saying you can control anything eventually. Computers, smart home devices, robots, wheelchairs, everything. You don't even need to use your voice, touch, or anything at all. So they're saying that they're not sure what the price is going to be yet. And getting them there would be, getting them to market would be incredible. And you don't have to implant them in your brain, which is something that's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool selling point about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
100%.
Very big.
So I think it's really amazing. I absolutely love that they have that.
That's awesome.
Again, more from CES will be coming, but there's a couple things I want to talk about. Yeah, Guyver.
Wait, I need to megaphone you. Hold on for a moment. Okay, here you are.
Back a number of years ago, when I was working at the Suzuki shop, our welder knew somebody that had ALS, and he was to the point where he could only blink his eyes. So I made something in a pair of glasses that would sense his eye blink movement, and my brother made something with the Atari computer, so he could actually type out what he wanted and stuff with the computer. They didn't want to go with the computer stuff. They had
Are you serious?
They had a clock wheel with the letters on it, and they just used it with that too, so he could, say what he needed.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing,
Guyver,
MacGyver. I called you MacGyver because of what you did. I thought of it in my mind.
Right, I know he MacGyvered
But
it. He
MacGyver, that's absolutely incredible.
He kind of is. Can I share about the costume that for your grandson, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So his grandson was in Shrek, and he was playing Donkey. Donkey, get eat my belly. And so what happened was it was like a nasty old costume kind of. So he brought it home. Guyver redid it. He put new fur, he put all this really cool paws, cool things, and he made it so the freaking ears moved. He did something to make the ears move for him.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? Guyver, I swear to God, you can do everything. This is incredible.
There was a scene in Shrek when the princess was in a tent, and it got dark out, so she turned into the ogre, and they had the tent on stage, and they illuminated from the back, so you could see it kind of like in the Austin Powers movie. But I told him don't do the ears until that scene, and he came into the tent, and the ears went back. The whole audience went nuts.
Oh, that's amazing!
It was hilarious.
That is so
I love
cool.
it so much. That's so cool.
Oh my God, I do too. Right on, Guyver. That's awesome. That's very awesome. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm excited about these things. And something else CES I want to show real quickly. Like I said, we'll delve more into that next week. But this chair, man, I want this chair. Okay, so this is kind of a concept chair right now. They're going to make it, but this is they're going to make it, but this is what they're working on prototype wise. So it's the Razer Fujin Pro, and yes, it looks like an office chair, but it is a gaming chair. And what this chair does is it look at this thing. It will either make you warm or make you cold. So if you are gaming, you're hot and sweaty, you can turn on the cold and it will cool you down and with fans
Woohoo!
and such. And
I'll
if
take
you
it.
are freezing, and if
Take
you
my
are freezing
money.
and cold, yeah, you you would then turn the heated version on and the lights tell you which is which, and it's supposed to warm you up amazingly. I mean,
Wow.
guys, seriously, I would kill for that chair.
I would love the
That
heated one
sounds
right now. It's
amazing.
very cold where I am.
Yeah,
That
Oh
would be
me
yeah,
too.
no
nice.
kidding. Me
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, could
Guyver,
you
I know. I
imagine the
think you
heated?
basically
That'd be
win.
nice.
You know. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love to have it. Now, now here's the thing. Would you guys buy a chair like that? If you would jump up and down if they brought that out and you guys were
Yeah.
gonna buy it. Yeah.
If I could afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
comfort while
that's
you're
exactly it.
gaming and doing everything in your life, like especially if the computer chair is where your life is, you should be the most comfortable possible. And I'd choose that
Mhm.
over aesthetics, even though the aesthetics are cool.
Yeah, these sticks
Yeah,
are cool. I like that.
as long as
Yeah,
they're
I really
comfortable.
love that. Man, I would give anything to be at CES. I would go crazy. You're so lucky you got to go last year. I would
It
go
wasn't
crazy
last year, it was a few years
seeing it.
ago, but it was really
Oh,
a
was it?
cool
I thought it was. Oh,
experience. I wish I had
yeah.
spent
That's
as
just
long
really
as
amazing.
I wanted to, but it was a pretty short trip, but it was still very
Well,
special. I got to see
someday
the
we'll
Razer
go
Arc,
check it
or
out.
not Arc, Samsung Arc monitor that is massive, much bigger than any normal TV
Ooh.
you would ever have, and it just towers above you.
Wow.
There was amazing
Oh
things
my
there.
God. I love the TVs that literally fill an entire wall in your home. I think that's
Yeah.
cool. It's like having,
Oh, I like going to
I think that
Best
would
Buy
be
to see that.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
know,
big
right?
TV wall. It's pretty cool.
I love looking at that. Um,
Yep.
so a couple of things I want to touch on real quick regarding Facebook and Zucky. Um, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this because so they have done away with the fact checking, third party fact checking that they used to do on Facebook. And now Zucky's saying that he's going to use a model like Elon Musk and other where it's basically community monitored, so to speak. So basically, users of Facebook are going to be the ones to comment and say what is not is appropriate, what's not. We'll show what they feel is appropriate. We'll talk about what they don't feel is appropriate, things like that. So basically, there is no fact checking, no monitoring, no nothing. And I am very curious. Oh, that's at the end, but that's okay. I'm very curious
Oh, I thought
about
this was
that,
your
and also another
soapbox.
thing. No, my soapbox is coming up. Oh no, that's okay, babe.
Okay. Sorry.
But here's the it's okay because I'd rather look at that than a picture of him. So here's the thing. Another thing that he's doing is he said he's going to replace all of his mid-level engineers and coders with AI. He's going to do that in next year or
I
this year
didn't
maybe.
hear
He's going
that.
to be yeah.
Oh,
He's going to go ahead and literally replace them and mid-level engineers with AI bots. And
holy cow.
you know, these are two these are two decisions that I think are bad. And this I mean everything's getting out of control now and I'm just kind of curious because yes, maybe coding will be done quicker. Maybe there will and they will be able to be also they want them to be to be able to learn on their own and everything. So things will progress much more, but at the same time there's going to be so many people out of work. It's like this is
Yeah.
not the time to get into tech, because the
No.
jobs in tech they say are going to just be going down to zilch pretty soon at some point in some years because they won't even need a human to teach or program them. They will be able to program themselves and learn themselves. So they will no longer need a human to interface with them at all in any way, shape, or form. And so, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Faye?
It
On both of those, actually.
sucks. Well, it sucks. My husband's a programmer, and I don't like hearing this. But
Well,
I
it's not
mean,
tomorrow, but
it's absolutely true. No, it's absolutely true that this is the way that things are headed, and I know that many, many, many businesses are adopting AI in the way of being able to get the work done instead of a human. I didn't know that
hmm
about Meta. That's a lot of jobs. That's wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. And the other thing also about this, actually, let me get to this thing here. I wanted to talk about the other thing I wanted to talk about on the situation about about the Facebook, what's happening with Facebook. Um, According to, let me see the right here. Apparently, it was explosive as soon as this was mentioned. There was a massive Google search on how do I delete my Facebook account. And they said it spiked. There was a nearly 1,000% increase of searches during the period
Wow.
that people were looking into that. And it's, I mean, it's bad. It's people are just like, you got to be kidding me. And so a ton of people now are going to want to delete their Facebook accounts because of this. And they were saying that it was whatever, I forgot what it was called, but it's whatever the top searches on Google, like ever, it was one of the top couple of searches that Google's ever had in that short period of time. And so, I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about that without
That's
having
really
any
rough.
policing and monitoring? It's almost like it's like I'm not having a mod, right? It's just, it's tough. It's just tough.
I think that they'll have to rethink it. I think that maybe this is something that he wants to go for now, but eventually another system will be put into place and it will it it'll be monitored again. But I guess we'll probably have a little bit of time of wild, wild west.
Well,
Yeah.
you know that kids are going to slip through the cracks. There's not going to be, they're not going to be away from this. And that's just a huge concern too. Does anybody out there have any thoughts on this? If you do, jump up and down. I'd like to know if you have thoughts on either the non-policing with the third-party fact checkers or else the replacing with AI. Guyver?
As far as the fact checking thing, I think they completely blew it in the past several years. What they were doing, I don't know if it might get better than it was with this. I don't know, but I guess X is kind of using this kind of a thing in their system. So
Yeah.
it's all going to be who's looking over the thing. It's just going to be, who's in control of it, what their motives are. So it's hard to say how it's going to be or not. But I've been
Yeah.
shut down for making my views known about what happened to my family and stuff after getting the COVID vaccine. They just labeled it as misinformation, shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know that's still happening. I hear you though. Yeah. Yep. It's very true. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? I want to go ahead and throw this out at you guys. Obviously, this is the most important story of all. And that is that Kellogg's is now making ice cream in breakfast flavors.
What? Ice
Yep.
cream raisin bran?
So, like if you are a fan, like everybody loves pancakes and waffles, Eggo waffles. Let's talk about how amazing they are. So what's
Yeah.
happening, there are going to be 3 different pints and 3 different ice cream sandwiches based on waffle flavors. They're going to have buttery maple, chocolatey chip, blueberry ice cream pints, and then they're going to have also the very same in ice cream sandwiches that will have swirls of delicious fruity ribbons and crunchy waffle pieces in every bite.
I could do
Seriously,
that.
they're gonna put the ice cream between 2. Yeah, of course you can. They're gonna put it between 2 brown butter waffle cookies on each side.
Dude. Okay, I do want to try it.
yeah.
Definitely the chocolate chip.
And they're are you kidding? I will just infuse that in an IV into my arm because I've got to have that. But it gets even better because well, not better, but also nostalgic. They did not forget Rice Krispies, a little snap crackle pop. So what they're going to do is have original strawberry or triple chocolate ice cream sandwiches that are going to include 2 actual Rice Krispie squares corresponding with the rich ice cream layered in between, quote unquote. And they are saying that people will be able to find the stuff at Walmart, Kroger's, and Albertsons in the coming weeks.
Oh, that's amazing. It's soon. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
Can
But
I just tell you, I am right now dying for that maple syrup one. I
yeah,
swear to God. Oh my God. I want
I'm
to have it
hungry
so
now
bad.
too.
Yeah. Guyver?
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh.
I get kind of
Sound
a
good to
bone
you?
pick with Kellogg's.
Oh,
Uh-oh. How
pick
so?
it.
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
Well, last year I was eating my Raisin Bran, like I always ate Kellogg's Raisin Bran in the morning, and I bit into it and broke my tooth on a rock or something that was in there.
Oh. Oh
What?
no.
I contacted them, and they sounded like they were going to help me out. They had me send all these, the cereal box into them and that kind of stuff. And they said it was. They said it may have been like a petrified raisin. It was no raisin. It was a rock. I mean,
Petrified
It was a
raisin.
rock.
and
Oh.
I
Yeah.
saved the biggest chunk of what was in my mouth, and I spit the rest in the trash. But I found out later the piece I saved was my tooth.
Oh man.
Oh no.
But they wouldn't accept any responsibility. But as a goodwill gesture, they paid for like half of what is left for expensive after my insurance paid for everything. So
Well, at least they just
That's
give you,
good at
coupons.
least.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
they did
Oh
give
my
me
God.
something. But on the other hand,
Yeah.
I'm now eating rice for breakfast.
Are
Oh,
you sure you
God.
wouldn't
No.
want free Raisin Bran for the rest of your life?
I don't know. That doesn't sound very healthy.
Well,
No,
and the
no, not
raisin,
at all.
the raisin probably was petrified because it saw it was about to go in your mouth and you're about
That's
to eat it.
true.
It was probably scared shitless. Poor thing was petrified. No, I'm telling you, one time I was at a I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot what it was. Fresh something, and it was a salad chain that they used to have a long time ago. Fresh Choice, was that it? So good,
That sounds
absolutely
right.
loved it. And I went there for lunch one day, and it wasn't even busy. There were only a couple people there, right? But I went there for lunch, and I got my salads like I always do, and I got black olives and everything, and I sat down. So I was eating my salad and everything, and suddenly, horrific pain and a crack. And what had happened is
Oh,
someone had thrown black plastic pieces in the black olives, so there's no way to see them. And on
oh
purpose,
my
someone had
God.
done that. Yeah, so it cracked my tooth, and I had to go get that taken care of.
That's horrible.
But they didn't do anything either. They just sent a letter of apology and gave a few like, here, have some free lunches type of thing, and that was it. They didn't even offer to try and do anything with the tooth, and I was like,
Oh,
it was horrible. So
man.
that's the thing. You just never know. It's dangerous sometimes. Like my dad,
Hmm.
he's addicted to popcorn, and when I was younger, I loved popcorn, and I love popcorn when I'm watching a movie in the movie theater. And I'm not gonna lie, I
Oh
want it
yeah.
drenched in the fake butter. I'm sorry, but I do. And the thing of it is, I've managed at some dental places and dental lab and stuff too in my past. And every single person who works in dental, every orthodontist, every dentist, they always say the number one food they will not eat, they do not eat popcorn. Because the majority of the dental injuries they see come from popcorn, from people
Like my husband.
hurting their tooth,
Yeah.
cracking them up. Oh God,
Yep.
like a
That
lot of
happened to
people I
him.
know. Really? How bad was it?
Well, he had to have, I don't remember if it was a crown or there was a few different things, but it broke off into his mouth.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. I tell you, I love it. I love it. But God, it's just like every year, we used to buy my dad one of those tins for Christmas that had the cheddar, the caramel, and the regular. And they've gotten kind of gross over the years. They're not as tasty, but you know, I, I did not get him one this year because we didn't celebrate the holidays, obviously, because it was the anniversary of Mom's passing. We still haven't been able to do that. So I was like, and I forgot about it. I was like, oh shoot. And I said, well, I'll get you. I can't leave the house either because I can't leave him. So I'm like, well, I'll get you some kind of present. We'll work it out. And so I ended up getting some stuff for him, regular presents, but not the popcorn, right? And that's what's most important to him: popcorn and one of those nasty fruit cakes. He loves fruitcake,
Oh,
and
no.
I'm just like, whoa! And so
No.
my sister ended up they got him a tin of popcorn and they got him a small little rectangular piece of fruitcake and brought him over. And the fruitcake shoots his blood sugar up, which I fight with him about anyway. And then the popcorn, man, he was going at that popcorn like you wouldn't believe it. That thing was gone in like 2 days. It was just amazing. So yeah. And I will say I did try a couple handfuls, but when I came across the kernels, I was like, yeah, this isn't happening. Especially because I got the tooth infection. I don't need to be doing that right now.
No.
But I love it. I love
No, no,
popcorn, but it's dangerous, unfortunately. Even the air pop, even the ones that they pop and say they don't have kernels, they do have kernels. Static?
Hello, my friends. So I'd say I broke
my
a
friend.
tooth on popcorn as well. Sadly, it's my favorite snack in the whole world, and it's the crunchy little ones. I just put a couple in my mouth, and there was one that was not so crunchy. Yeah, I felt a bang, and I'm like, no! And I went, oh my god! I just like blew off a corner of my tooth. But regarding ice cream, Kellogg's, I would choose Fruit Loops because even though they all taste the
That would be
same, I'm
good.
not sure if you know that. They
that
all
would be
taste the same.
so
It's the
good.
colors that trick your
Don't say
mind.
that.
Be
Yep,
good.
yep.
Oh.
Every Fruit Loop tastes
But
the
listen,
same.
maple's maple. But yes, well, that's true with Fruit Loops. Yes, yes. But listen, think about maple, man. Maple, come
Have
on.
both.
Everything
Why
maple
not both?
is good. Remember
not
those
both?
maple
Crispy
candies,
treats.
guys? They had brown sugar, like it was like brown sugar, but they were flavored like maple. They would just melt in your mouth. Oh my god, I'm aging
Oh,
myself
yeah.
because
Maple
probably
brown
make them
sugar.
now.
No, they don't. They're
Oh,
from
she
Canada.
crashed herself.
Where'd
Oh,
you go?
you're back.
Oh, there she is. There
I'm
she
going
is.
out.
I'll re-megaphone
Love
you,
that.
love.
Thank
Hold
you,
on.
sweetheart.
There you are.
Oh my god, that's awesome, Static. Yeah, no. Oh, tooth sucks though. Jem, what about you?
Shit. Sorry. Oh, by the way, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Where are your wings? Your wings disappear for me. Wow, how weird.
Wait, what?
Fruitcake is
I see them.
amazing.
Cake?
Fruitcake is amazing.
Oh,
So if you have
stop
Fruit cake.
No.
It is not
The
amazing.
fruit-
It is not.
it is. I'm sorry, you guys just don't have
No.
very good taste. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but you're not eating popcorn right. I'm gonna teach you how to eat popcorn.
Oh, no.
So when you go to the theaters and you really want that buttery popcorn, right? You put a little bit in your mouth,
Yeah.
and then you let it melt in your mouth, so that you make sure you don't get any of the hard bits. You gotta
Wait,
but,
what?
But I like the crunch. I like the crunch.
Wait, how do you let the
No, no,
popcorn
no,
melt
no,
in
no.
your mouth?
So you just like just stick it in your
What kind of
mouth.
popcorn do you eat?
And just let it melt. I'm telling
Oh
you now,
my-
it's beautiful. And,
Okay.
and it lasts longer. Because you ever go to the theater and then keep eating it, and then you're like, oh, Jesus, the whole box
Yeah.
is empty, and then the movie hasn't
Yeah.
even started? Well, yeah, that's how
Yes.
you save And the best thing is stick M&Ms in it while
Oh,
it's
come on.
warm,
Oh,
because then
my
it
God.
melts the M&Ms at the same time.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it's beautiful.
Listen,
I'm
I
sorry.
did not even know about these. And I, in
I'm
high
gonna try
school,
that.
in high
Chocolate.
school for the tennis team, half the tennis team worked at the ice cream shop, and half of them worked at the movie theater. I worked at the movie theater with stuff. And let me tell you something. I was munching on that popcorn all the time, and oh man, it just tastes better back in the day. And never, with all surrounded by all the candy, all that kind of stuff, never would I have imagined throwing M&Ms or anything else in there. I mean,
Yes.
you
Can
can't
I say
focus on the
something?
taste of the butter in the popcorn, though. You know.
Yes, you can, because the salt goes onto the
So I don't like
M&Ms.
nuts in my
the
stuff.
M&Ms are melting a little bit, and then as you put them in your mouth, it's all beautiful. Can I just say
Too
something?
much for my ADHD.
When I was
Too much.
pregnant with my daughter, at midnight I would hop a bus just to go to the movie theater to get movie theater popcorn, because nothing else would work for me.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it. I
I've
love
gone in
that.
to get Dad some. I've gone into the theater just to get Dad some, and then left because he wanted it from the movie theater. I've done that. Yeah, I did that. I used to
It's
do that all
so
the time.
good.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really.
The
There's
movie
something
theaters
about
get
it.
to know me
home.
very well.
I did
Yeah.
research, and I found the butter that they use.
not
and
real
I
butter,
did
though.
Purchase it, and I did try it. No, it's called Flavor Call or something,
Mm-hmm.
and or I don't remember the exact brand, but yeah, it's still not good enough. Even though you can create the taste, it's something about the way that they do it. I don't know.
And it's being
Just
in
doesn't
the
work.
theater.
They
It's just
never
like the
clean the
whole.
machine.
It's the whole
Yep.
experience. Yeah. Static.
Yeah.
Were you-
What
yeah.
was that, Static?
Okay, so It's Flavacol is the butter salt, but a lot of people use this thing called Sunglow,
Yeah.
and it's like either that or Snappy Pop. It's fake butter,
How do you
but that's
know
what the
this?
theaters use. Oh, I'm a popcorn fanatic. I broke my tooth. Come on now.
I researched
About the
I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have one more
Wow.
thing for you. I used to work for a
Yeah.
bakery, and half the year we did fruitcake.
Oh.
And my friends, I'm going to ruin it for you, Jim. I'm going to ruin it for you. That's
Do
the
it,
most
do it.
touched thing in the building. Anything else, muffins, people bang them out. They don't even touch them. But the fruitcake, there's probably 10 people that touch that thing with their hands.
Why? Like, why?
Put all the things in it. Each person, one guy's the cherry guy, the one person's the cherry, or the nut person, the other person's the
Seriously?
little sprinkles, and yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay, I am straight up going to
Still
tell my
eat
dad
it.
that.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I'm going to tell my
It's
dad that.
amazing.
Seriously, I could put that damn thing in my pocket as a weapon. It's like ridiculous. I am going to tell dad about that because I worked at the deli bakery at a grocery store when I was in college. This is one of my jobs. And oh man, the cakes and all that yummy stuff. We never had fruitcake there, which was fantastic. But I mean, Jesus, I never had any idea that so many hands touched that. Ugh. I know my dad's not going to care though.
Blech.
I don't care.
Delicious.
Oh, God, oh my God. So, go ahead, Jim.
I don't care how many hands touched it, so I'm still gonna eat it.
Extra flavor.
Oh my God. Oh, that's just
Surprise
nasty.
flavor.
No, stop it. Oh, what if somebody like picked their nose or wiped their face and all their skin
Surprise
cells
flavor.
and their
Surprise flavor.
sweats and or a guy goes and scratches down there or something. I mean, what?
Surprise flavor.
That's a
You
story
are
for
nasty.
another time.
That is, yeah, that is the story for the late night.
The Baskin
virtually
and
live.
Robbins of fruitcakes.
Oh, that's so gross. That's just nasty. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm gonna close with a little thing I wanted to say, guys. Hence the soapbox. I just
Okay.
want to throw this out. As you know, we don't do stories about politics, gender, race, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff, because you know what? We respect everyone's beliefs. Everyone has their own belief. We're all not going to have the same beliefs. Okay. Every so often there
Yes.
might be a story that has about something else that maybe something touches on it about it or this or that. But here's the deal. I'm not going to go into any details, but there was an individual that was very adamant about certain things in the new political climate and all that stuff. And they were just not kind and just kind of really aggressive about stuff and everything. And so I just wanted to remind everybody that, we are in a society where where kindness does not prevail, unfortunately. And everybody feels they can say and do whatever they want, and they can, and it's no problem as long as their beliefs are the important ones. And the thing of it is I don't vote according to a party or political agenda. I vote according to what I believe is right and wrong, my morals, my integrity, and all of those types of things. And what I find is that there are some people that are so adamant about pushing their thoughts and feelings on you and trashing your own and calling you names and things like that. It's ridiculous. And this doesn't have to be a stranger. It could be someone you've known for a period of years, and they will, it could shock the hell out of you. But here's the bottom line. You know what? None of us are related, as far as I know, to these people, right? They are not our family. They are not our friends. We have no relation to them whatsoever. They don't affect us personally in that sense in any way. So for people to get so adamant about something as if they are defending a family member or loved one or something like that, but they do it at the cost of losing someone that they really do care about and that cares about them. And it's unfortunate because relationships end. Because sometimes people are so adamant about their point of view and they won't have a calm discussion and this and that, and they go. And I think that's sad. And I want to remind everybody, you know what? People are going to come and go in political office, and we all feel very strongly about certain things. I have some friends that we have completely opposite beliefs about things, but those friends are able to have intelligent, calm conversations, not intense debates, not my idea is better than yours. And that's great because that's kept friendships going for years and years and years and decades. Okay. We respect each other's opinions and we don't try to change them. And I just want to remind everybody, be kind and don't get caught up in anything that is going to cost you something that really matters more. What matters most? Put things into perspective, because to lose a friendship, to go ahead and leave a good friend just because you're so adamant about pushing your opinions and taking off. I mean, how sad is that, right? After the time invested and everything. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it in this world. After the pandemic, you know what? We're still here. I always say it. We are still here. Some of us lost people, and there's so many people that are gone that are not here, but we are here. We survived. And you know what? First of all, let's honor those people that don't have that chance. Let's honor those people that are gone. Okay. And also the fact of, you know what? Let's honor one another. Honor ourselves, have integrity, have honor, have respect, have these things that you can be proud of yourself in the way you act with other people and you react with other people. Because the fact of the matter is, anybody can get mad, anybody can get pissed off, anybody has an opinion. But what really matters is being kind to one another and accepting that someone else believes differently than you, but that's okay, because that is not what matters. What matters is what you have with that person. So just a reminder to please be kind. And please don't get into things with people who matter, or anyone in general. Just be kind, and, you know, let's respect one another's beliefs, even if we don't agree with them. Even if they make us angry or pissed off, let's just respect them. It makes the world go round. It makes us interesting people, and it makes things the way that it is. And it should be something celebrated. And it should be celebrated that we can come together and discuss differences in a calm and a respectful manner. And it really matters. So just a reminder, guys, because we all get caught up during this time right now of our beliefs and how we feel, and we feel defensive and aggressive. You know what? Take a breath. Take some omega-3 fatty acid. and just make sure that...
Nice one.
Thank you so much. That you show the respect and kindness and honor and integrity in your life that you really should be proud of and that you should stand for. So anyway, so that's something I wanted to just kind of throw out there. Do you have any thoughts, my love?
Not that I can think of. If we're just ending, I would say that come back to us every week. We're going to be here at the same time, same place. This is our new permanent home, so looking forward to seeing you here at this time.
Yes, if you guys could please spread the word and bring people. I know some people may not have heard about it and whatnot, but it would be great to be able to have people come. The idea of moving it here is so that more people can attend, because some more people who couldn't come at night said, oh, I wish it was in the morning or on the weekend or whatever. So we've done that now. And it would be nice if people could come join us, because we really love to engage with you guys. We love to hear your thoughts. This is super fun. This is just so much fun to do this with you guys. So we appreciate you and your thoughts and everything you contribute in being here. So
Yes,
I absolutely so much do. Guyver, are you intrigued? Oh, did he go away?
Oop.
Oh, I don't see him.
He
Okay.
poofed.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess he's not. I was hoping we were going to be able to enjoy some song stylings of Guyver, but we will another day. So anyway, guys, go out and have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy yourselves. Be kind. Do what you can to help other people. Look around and see who might maybe have too much pride or be too ashamed to ask for help, and offer it to them in any way that you can. Even if doesn't have to be financial. It could be an ear. It could be a sandwich, a cup of coffee. It could be a blanket, a coat, anything at all. You know, Gatorade, whatever. Just give them something that you can to show kindness and to help. Okay. So, guys, thank you so much. Have a very good rest of your day. And Shoseki, thank you so much for streaming this and recording it. Really, really appreciate that. And very good.
Thank you.
Shoseki.
Yay. Awesome. Woo!